beautiful coach, and what a beautiful morning. Welcome to episode 89, everybody. It's Marathon Mondays from Mal, live from Indio, California. We're right now at Motor Coach Country Club, and it's a beautiful morning. And I've got a couple of coaches to show you this morning, but better yet, let me show you. Just take a look down this street here at Motor Coach Country Club. This is what being in RVing, this is the lifestyle that it's all about. Coming down here to the desert, it gets no better than Motor Coach Country Club, Outdoor Resorts Indio, or Desert Shores. All three of those amazing parks are in such a small area here in Indio, California, in the Coachella Valley, and Marathon is down here right now. Let's take a look. I want to show you, we're down here for a couple of Tiki parties that Marathon is throwing. We had one last night. Today is kind of a tear down and set up day for tomorrow's party here at Motor Coach Country Club, and just wanted to kind of show you a few things about that. And we've got Coach 1143, which is a 2008 four slide. It's a quad slide, beautiful coach. I think we've seen it before on Marathon Mondays. And then the latest from Marathon, I'm going to give you a shot at seeing that. That's Coach 1293, which is right behind me. So we've got a large staff from Marathon down here, but most importantly, it gets no better than Jim Cogley. Jim Cogley's been coming to the desert for a long time, and everybody, you've seen Jim on Marathon Mondays before. I don't want to appear too tall here.
Yes, I'm down in the ditch.
By standing up here, so let me stand
Now I'll get up
there
here.
You go.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning,
Jim,
Mal.
Good morning. Tell us about last night's party over at Outdoor Resorts.
Well, it was as well attended as it could be. I don't know exactly how many people were there, but I've heard 250, I've heard 300. But for the first little showing here in November, we had a great audience. I think everybody that could be there was there, and wow. Absolutely. What fun. Great time. So
you've been coming down to the desert, you've been coming to Motor Coach Country Club and Outdoor Resorts for many years.
Yes.
Can you sum up the experience down here for those that are watching, for those people that aspire, for those people that are thinking, should I come all the way out to the West Coast and experience it? Tell us what it's like down here.
Well, first of all, with that question in mind, I would say yes, please do yourself a favor and come down, because this is an amazing place. And you know, as everybody lives across the country in different weather patterns, it's oftentimes the best weather in the United States, no matter where you are, including Florida or anywhere, will be right here in Indio.
Absolutely.
And so it's the dryness of the climate, with the temperatures being just perfectly moderate, right around that 70s and 80s, and wow. And then the way this valley is developed, with all the opportunities for eateries and hiking and biking and golf and anything you want to do. I mean, it's literally paradise.
It really is. There is a lot here. There is a lot here. It is a lot to offer. Take it from a couple of Oregonians.
Well, of course.
So tell us about these two coaches, Jim.
Oh, wait. Before you guys go on, we have somebody who's interested. Are we going to do more bunk coaches?
Pete just posed a question to us that someone asked on the show. Are we going to do more bunk coaches? The answer is yes. First of all, not only are we doing bunk coaches, but we've got a couple for sale right now, don't we?
We do, and they're always popular. We've been doing them for many, many years, and you know, I think our owner base gets younger and younger all the time.
Yes.
And then some folks like to have their grandkids with them, so it works both ways. But it's been and being so versatile, where the bunk goes down electrically, it just makes opens up all kinds of possibilities.
For sure. So, you know, if you're out there and you're thinking about customizing a coach, get a hold of Jim, get a hold of myself, and we will talk to you about, hey, these are your options. This is what you can do. And if you're in the Indio area, also get a hold of us, because we got a big party tonight.
Absolutely.
So
tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. Excuse me.
Tomorrow night.
Might be tonight too.
Down
here, it's sporadic.
These days run together. Before we look at 1143 and 1293, which is right behind us, can't go further without mentioning Veterans Day, which is today. I'm proud to be a veteran, and I know a lot of you who are watching and supporting Marathon are also veterans. So thank you not only to the veterans but to the first responders. And I know we've got a lot of first responders that are busy right now,
Yes.
not far from here, battling these California fires.
You bet.
So we're thinking about all of you, and to all the veterans out there, to all the armed forces, thank you, and we're thinking about you today. So what do you think? 1143 is a beautiful coach. Jim, I'll tell you what, why don't you show us these the signage that we set out here.
Oh, follow us, Pete.
Look at that. So you've got a couple of Tikis right next to each other, and you've got this Marathon logoed surfboard. These are real surfboards that we access. Now we're going to be doing a whole separate show on the making of these surfboards, because these are actually real surfboards that Pete Sutton, who's actually behind the camera this morning, designed themes for each board. We actually have 4 of them. I'm going to go grab the 4th here in just a second to show you. And these are actual signs that were used. And I want to send a special shout out to Steve Seifert in our engineering department, who took the idea with Pete Sutton and myself and made these amazing boards to hold these up, and it's used for signage, and you'll be able to see those later when we get it all set up.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Jim was the first one to take them on a test run
That's
for
right.
one of the parties.
Jim did a party and had these set up.
These are really festive, and they work wonderful for what we're doing.
Yeah,
Take a look.
it's been a lot of work.
Get real close up on it. This is Chief Malakona. Malakona in Polynesian means marathon.
I still want you to prove that
Hang
to me,
10.
by the way.
Google will prove it to me, folks. Malakona means marathon in Polynesian language. So if you look at the backside, Steve designed these so that they clip on, and these are real surfboards. But Pete painted them, designed them, and painted them himself with the help of a couple of people over at Marathon. But a big shout out to Steve Seifert and Andy Ibarra, who really helped.
And just so you guys know, we've got people chiming in from Africa, Israel, Chicago, Florida, so the Midwest, East Coast, and of course on this side, on the West Coast as well.
That's great. Well, to everyone watching, thank you so much for watching Marathon Mondays. I was excited to do this show this morning, not only because we're down here in beautiful Indio, California, but I knew that Jim Cogley was going to be with us. We had a great party for Marathon last night, and we've got these 2 beautiful coaches. Now, Jim, you drove 1293 down. 1293 is the latest from Marathon.
Yes.
Quad slide H3.
So why don't you guys walk me through one of them? Let's see one.
Look, we've already been through 1143.
Okay.
Why don't we walk into 1293 real quick?
All right. So for everybody, these coaches do have stainless steel structures, and they've got 2 big satellite dishes on top. So I'm going to be watching to see if we get any jitter or anything once we get in the coach, in case we get a signal drop.
So let's head on inside and take a look. I like this. So one of the first things you'll notice is how much room is in here, and it is a quad slide H. So it creates a lot of living space when all the slides are open, which it is right now. And Jim's got the coach set up fantastically in here with the lights. Jim, I'll tell you what, show me a couple of your favorite features. We won't go over everything, but show me some of your favorite features in 1293.
Well, Mal, with the flat floor slide that we do with the valet slides, it opens up our living room much larger than the above floor slides.
So that's what the seam is on the floor there, Jim?
Exactly, and it gives us a chance to have a freestanding recliner, and just opens up this whole feel, which is what you're after. And of course, we designed some amazing ceilings. Our design team has put together some beautiful ceilings in the last few years, and so you have multiple choices when it comes to custom orders, and we like to show them off when we do a show coach like this. But our lighting is just incredible. We have a lot of the lighting dimmed right now, but all these lighting accents and spots
Matter of fact,
are...
most of our spots are off. It's the natural sunshine's coming through.
Exactly,
mostly.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we can dim all those lights inside of the ceiling, and just makes a beautiful ambiance here.
What a great living space this is. I love the salon in an H. There's so much room and so many options for you to sit. Even sitting at the dinette, you can sit there and socialize with everybody.
Why don't you guys show them the appliance center?
Yeah, let's do that.
That's kind of a fun one.
So there's a couple of different names behind the appliance center, but if you take a look right here, there's this beautiful art door. Now at Marathon in Coburg, where all the coaches are built, we have the ability to customize this art piece right here to anything you want, and it's all done in-house by the artists and craftsmen at Marathon. So Jim's going to push the button to reveal the appliance center. So this allows us to now have, I believe this coach has, is it 7 appliances?
I believe so.
I think it's got 7 appliances in the galley.
It just woke up.
So starting up top, you've got a little bit of storage up here. And then these are all removable, and they're all movable to what location you want. So if you want the wine cooler, which is down here, up here, you can do so. But let's start at the top. You got storage, and then you've got this great espresso coffee machine. Then you've got a steam oven. Now, I'm not as familiar, Jim, with steam oven technology, but a steam oven. There's a lot. A lady told me last night at our party over at Outdoor Resorts that there's so many things you can do. It's also a quicker, more efficient way to bake, is what she was telling me. Then in addition, take a look how beautiful, just with a tap, still learning how to tap here. There we go. This wine cooler is right now set at 44 degrees. Isn't that pretty?
Wow.
And then Jim, if you want to push that button one more time, you'll see that these appliances, like all appliances in this coach, they're all behind cabinetry. So you've got that art door, and it's backlit, so at night you could have just those lights on. It really sets it up nicely. And then across from it is, of course, the Fisher-Paykel refrigerator freezer. So
All hidden in the wall.
all hidden. It's all hidden. That's probably my favorite feature, because I think it adds so much more to the coach, and it's hidden, so you don't even know it's there. None of the appliances are exposed, from the dish drawer to the microwave oven to the refrigerator. Everything's behind.
So let's take a look at, let me zoom in on a couple of the details, guys, because
Okay.
that's one of those things that kind of gets lost at Marathon. But there's a lot of effort put into the decor, as well as it's actual Italian leather, isn't it, guys?
It is. Everything in the coach is a very quality leather, including the cockpit is wrapped in real leather.
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah, take a look at that dual functioning of the ottomans. So you got a cocktail table on one side, and then you can have a cushion on the other, also storage on the inside. So even our ottomans are dual function.
Aha, look at that. Cookout bed.
Storage behind the
Yeah.
bed. Little sleeper sofa, jackknives down.
You know, there's a little known fact about these type of reveal sofas. Al Christensen designed it so that these 3 pieces there, that Jim's showing, those can come off and be replaced with any other fabric quickly, so that if you want to do a quick redesign, pretty easy to do.
So someone
Pretty
could
smart.
come into $12.93 and love everything except the print on there, and in a matter of days we could have new inserts put on the back.
And you can keep them both and change them out at will, kind of like we do with our socks and our watch bands. You know,
Absolutely.
it's become kind of a fashion statement.
Yeah.
Well, how about one more function? Let's show them that. Should we show them the rear bath?
You really should. That's
Yeah.
pretty amazing.
Okay. Oh, and that's one thing that you opened up at the last minute. even though you've got all of these appliances in here, look at how much storage is in the galley of this. Our drawers are all lined with that engineered leather, so they're real cleanable, scratch-proof material, and that bamboo drawers are really aesthetically nice. So here we are back in the bedroom of 1293. This is one of those showstoppers for a lot of people. One thing I want to make sure, I'm going to open the shower door here real quick, but one thing that I really like showing off is the shower accent, and you can see it through the glass here. You can see the shower accent. If I turn the shower wall accent off, you can see that you can have it on or off. It adds a really nice ambiance. Probably the third time I've used that word today, but you can have all the lights off and then just that light, and it really creates a pretty aesthetic in the rear of the coach, Jim.
So what about these
Mel,
see-through showers?
Can I demonstrate
I think Jim
our
should.
privacy?
I think Jim
Please
should.
do.
Privacy. Okay,
Not
here we
everybody
go.
likes to be watched
This
in the
is
shower.
fun. Alakazam, whatever you want to call it. Oh, I didn't bring my glasses. I can't see.
Oh.
And there it is, with the push of just a button. The liquid crystal technology gives us privacy, and then Jim will push it again, and so you can have it. You can have the privacy set to on or the privacy set to off, and so.
And no, I didn't take my clothes off and put them back on again.
Like Superman,
okay.
Jim's back. So really, that's a really nice feature, and no one will ever say that rear bath isn't a beautiful thing, because it sure is. And you can have it set to privacy when it's closed all the way or not, and it adds dimension. This coach has no swing doors. Everything is a pocket door, including the shower door.
So guys, can you tell who designed this coach just by
Yes.
the knickknacks?
Probably right over here.
The elephant will give it away every time.
That's right. And a lot of you viewers who watch Marathon Mondays on a regular basis know that this is probably an Al Christensen coach if it's got an elephant in it. Brenda also pointed out that she has taken to the elephant in the room.
Oh, we got to talk her out of that. How do we know which one's which?
Well, she has her own style of picking an elephant, and she might be watching right now. So if Brenda, if you're watching, leave us a comment on there and let us know if you're what your favorite elephant is.
By the way, we've had quite a few friends chiming in from a lot of the services, military services, so thank you.
Good deal. And I just saw that someone's watching from Belgium.
That's right.
That's really cool. Take a look at this. I'm going to close this real quick. Excuse me. I'm going to open this real quick and close Jim and I
That's a lot of
off.
storage.
Look at the size of that closet. A lot of
So
room
a double
in there.
hang there and a full hang on this side. That's not bad.
So there you go. 1293. Jim drove it down on Friday, and
You know, we should ask a question about that, Mel. You know, we have a lot of people that have things that aren't Prevos, and it's a common question. How do these Prevos ride? And Jim, it's fresh in your mind. How do they ride?
Well, and you've been driving these for many years, and you've actually been driving from the plant in Coburg, where they're manufactured, down here for many years. Kind of tell everybody your opinion on the difference between driving the Prevost chassis and everything else.
Well, it's the ultimate. They're a commercial industrial grade of suspension with the welded stainless steel frame. It's so rigid that you don't get the twist and flex, and the way it's set up with the airbags, outboard mounted shocks, it's just the ultimate. It's the smoothest, quietest, best handling 45-foot RV you could possibly ever drive.
Yeah, and that's something that
It's just amazing.
I was talking, I think, with Pete about earlier this week. In the history of the world, there's nothing ever been better as an RV. Nothing's better been created than in my opinion, than the Marathon coach on the Prevost chassis, 45-foot quad slide. This is an amazing, amazing coach. I don't think there's ever been a better RV ever created. It's the safest, it's the most comfortable, it's the smoothest and quietest, and it's fantastic.
I encourage you to drive one if you haven't, because that usually does the trick.
Yeah.
The driving part of it will, our interiors will wow anyone, but the drivability of this bus is second to none. So.
Well, the chassis is designed to last a long time, and Marathon mirrors that with their build. Marathon is designed to last decades, just like the chassis.
Exactly.
So that's pretty much it for us down here in the desert. Jim, what's your email?
JimC@marathoncoach.com.
And you guys know my email, so get a hold of us if you're interested in a marathon. If you already have a salesman, reach out to them. If you know Jim, if you know me, reach out to us. Take a look at 1293. Come to a marathon location, whether it be Florida, Texas, or the mothership in Coburg, where we're from. Or if you're in the desert, reach out to Jim and say, hey, let me test drive a coach, because the drivability of a Marathon Prevost chassis will push you over into wanting to make that decision. So don't forget to be yourself, do good things. Thank you to all the veterans and first responders and all responders out there. Jim, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And take care, everybody, and we'll see you next Monday. Awesome. Thank you so much.